Today, we're diving into a topic that so many of us struggle with: overthinking. You know, that constant loop of thoughts in your head, replaying past mistakes, or worrying about the future. It feels like you're trapped in your own brain, and it can get exhausting. But here's the thing: science actually has a lot to say about why we overthink, and more importantly, how we can break free from it. So let's explore the psychology behind overthinking, and then we'll talk about practical ways to stop it before it takes control of your life. What is overthinking? At its core, overthinking is when your mind gets stuck in repetitive thoughts. Instead of solving a problem and moving on, you keep circling around the same idea. It feels like thinking, but it's not productive thinking. For example, you might replay a conversation from yesterday and wonder if you said the wrong thing. Or you might spend hours worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet. Scientists call this rumination, going over the same thoughts again and again, like a broken record. And while it might feel like you're preparing yourself or being careful, in reality, it usually just increases stress and anxiety. Why do we overthink? The brain's role. So why does our brain even do this? The answer lies in how our brain evolved. Thousands of years ago, humans needed to be highly alert to survive. Our ancestors constantly scanned their environment for dangers. If they made a mistake, it could mean life or death. So the brain developed a kind of alarm system to anticipate threats. Fast forward to today, and that same system is still active. But instead of worrying about wild animals or survival, we worry about things like work, relationships, or our future. The brain has a part called the default mode network, which activates when we're not focused on a specific task. This network is responsible for daydreaming and self-reflection, but it's also what fuels overthinking when it goes into overdrive. In other words, your brain thinks it's helping you prepare, but really it's just keeping you stuck in endless loops. The effects of overthinking on your mind and body. Overthinking doesn't just stay in your head, it actually affects your body too. Stress hormones. Constant worrying triggers the release of cortisol, the stress hormone. This can leave you feeling drained and anxious. Sleep problems. Overthinking often shows up at night, keeping you awake and restless. Decision paralysis. When you overanalyze every detail, making even small decisions becomes overwhelming. Mental health risks. Research links chronic overthinking with anxiety and depression. So while a little reflection can be helpful, too much of it can seriously impact your mental and physical well-being. Signs you might be overthinking. How do you know if you're an overthinker? Here are some common signs. You replay conversations in your head and imagine what you should have said. You struggle to make decisions because you're afraid of making the wrong one. You constantly imagine worst-case scenarios. You lose sleep because your brain won't stop racing. You focus on problems more than solutions. If any of this sounds like you, don't worry. You're not alone. Almost everyone overthinks at some point. The good news is, there are proven ways to stop. How to break free from overthinking. Now let's get to the most important part: how to break free. Here are some science-backed strategies that really help. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is about living in the present moment instead of getting stuck in the past or future. Studies show that mindfulness reduces activity in the default mode network, the part of the brain linked to overthinking. You can try simple techniques like deep breathing, guided meditation, or even just focusing on your senses, what you see, hear, or feel right now. 2. Write it down. When thoughts keep swirling in your head, putting them on paper can help. Journaling makes your worries feel more manageable, and sometimes just seeing them written down gives you clarity. 3. Set a worry time. This might sound strange, but it works. Choose a specific 10 or 15-minute window in your day where you allow yourself to worry. Outside of that time, if anxious thoughts come up, remind yourself, "I'll think about this later." Over time, this trains your brain not to dwell on them constantly. Shift from problems to solutions. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening?" try asking, "What can I do about it?" Overthinking focuses on the problem, while solution thinking gives you a sense of control. Even small actions can break the cycle. 5. Exercise is one of the most effective ways to reset your brain. Physical activity reduces stress hormones and boosts endorphins, which naturally improve your mood and clear your mind. Even a short walk can help break the thought loop. Limit information overload. Sometimes we overthink because we consume too much information, scrolling endlessly, comparing ourselves, or reading every possible outcome. Set healthy boundaries with social media and news to reduce unnecessary triggers. Overthinking is something almost everyone deals with, but it doesn't have to control your life. Remember, your brain evolved to keep you safe, but in today's world, it often works against you. By practicing mindfulness, journaling, shifting your focus, and taking action, you can break free from the endless cycle of worry. The science is clear. The more you train your brain to focus on the present and solutions, the less power overthinking has over you. So, are you an overthinker? Which of these strategies are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and remember, you are stronger than your thoughts. See you in the next video.